Whimsy here, Irish League of Legends shoutcaster. You may know me from casting big finals such as Rivalry, E-Stars and G-Series Division 1. Wait, that last one never happened. Furthermore, you might also know me from my organisational duties in the past, such as for things as Irish Collegiate Esports and come on, okay, you have to say it. Come on. GamerCon.
Yo, Whimsy, are you ready to come back on?
Yeah, just wait, no, camera off, camera. And I'm here to tell you about our new show, Catchup XP, a show that combines business interests with a personal project very close to my own heart. Money. So join us every Monday evening as we boost the ego of players who are never actually going to hit Masters here, reminisce about other players who haven't logged into the client in the last 3 or 4 years, and yeah, just have a fun Monday evening overall. Anyway, here's my co-host Kev with a little bit more about the show.
Hi guys, I'm Kevin Bluebellberry Trainer, and on Catchup XP, you can expect things like shameless advertising, delicious, tier lists that Whimsy won't let me release because they're too controversial, and me being permanently stuck D4 because I have no time to play solo queue because I have to make these skits. Made with the finest camera and video equipment possibly fucking, yeah, we have. Yep. That's what we're working with. Yep.
So as you can see, Kev's excited.
I'm not.
So as you can see, Kev's excited, I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited too. Hope to see you at 7 PM each Monday in twitch.tv/watchraid for the next episode of Catchup XP. We're off? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank fuck. Alright, I'm off, play Valorant. See you.
Alright.
Want some tea?
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe tea. No sugar. Bit of milk.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the 4th episode of Catchup XP. Once again, hope you enjoyed the skit. I am David Williams. Alongside me is my usual co-host, Kev Bluebellberry Trainer, and we're doing something a little bit different this evening. We have a couple of guests that we're going to kind of go through one by one. We try to get all 4 members of the top 4 for Red Bull Solo Queue on. Fortunately, not everyone was able to, but we got most of the people, so it should be a good show. So our first guest this evening is Travis, the first person in the bracket of the top 4. Travis, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Kev, yourself? You doing okay? Haven't cleaned your room yet, or is
Yeah, it's so clean.
So clean.
You can even see my clothes chair behind me.
That's cool. That's all right. So yeah, just showing us. But yeah. So once again, we're gonna chat about Red Bull Solo Queue is going to be the primary thing of this episode, and like we said, we're gonna have a little bit with as many of the finalists. Top 4, I should say, as we can. So we're starting off with Travis here. So Travis coming in to this one, I think, compared to the other names of the bracket who have kind of more consistently been playing Irish League of Legends like over the last couple of years, I think to a lot of the newer faces in the scene, they'll be a little bit more known. But you yourself were a pretty prominent player back kind of 2016, 2017. I believe. So if you could tell us a little bit about your stint on OG and NSG and kind of what you were doing around that time.
Yeah, so we started there in 2016. I wasn't playing much League. Then it was G9 announced, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I was looking for a team, and then we created OG, and we just destroyed everyone in Div 2. I mean, to be honest, it was pretty... Yeah, I was Diamond 3 at the time, and most of the players were Platinum or Low Diamond. So it was pretty easy, but then I went to play for NSG in 2017, and we I guess we played 2 tournaments, one the GamerCon and was another tournament.
Was it QCon or was that?
Yeah, QCon.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won one of them, and the other one we got to the finals and lost to the the almighty ferocity.
I remember you guys winning GamerCon because you guys, it was OG versus SG Div 2, the team that I was coaching at the time. And I
Oh.
remember you picking Vladimir every game and absolutely destroying Markafo in every single game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the poor man had to swap to be a support main afterwards. It's a really rough story, like.
Yeah, the ultimately Vladimir. Yeah, I was also really good as LeBlanc, I guess, back then. So in 2018, I went back to Brazil. So that's why I was a bit, forgot in the Irish scene. Yeah, so I haven't played in Ireland for 2 years, and I tried to become pro player in Brazil. So at the end of 2018, I got into a reality show called Gillette Ult. It's like it was like 20 people playing in a house. It's like it's really a reality show, but we were playing for a big prize pool and the chance to get in a team, top 2 teams in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I wound up messing everything up in the end, and I lost the chance, but it was fine. So last year I kind of gave up on League in the first few months, and then I came back to try to go pro again, and now I'm back in Ireland to try get into the UK LC or something, see what happens.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's. I actually didn't know about the stuff over in Brazil. I knew you'd gone back, but I didn't realize that was kind of what happened over there. So, but yeah, I mean, back over here, I said UKLC. Well, I should remember what the name of the new league is now. Obviously the one.
It's NLC.
NLC. Yeah, that's it.
NLC.
You're looking there, and yep. So how long have you been kind of back? Because I know that you've been taking part in some of the UK customs as well, and I'm not too clued in on those, so I figure, but I'm not sure necessarily how much of an indicator that is for getting in, like kind of being in part of the UK scene. But I have kind of seen your name down there. So how long do you think? Well, first of all, how long have you kind of been at it, and secondly, how close would you say you are right now to maybe achieving that current goal?
I think with the new Nordic League coming now, there's a lot of new spots for new players coming for the UKLC. So I don't think there's many good players in UK and Ireland, like high tier players like Master and Challenger players. So I think I'm not that far. I'm playing on D1 right now, 2 accounts, but I'm not really try harding for the climb. I'm just like practicing as many champs as I can, and I'm playing the in-houses for the UK, and I'm trying out for a few teams. But I don't really know how close I am to become a pro player or get into the UKLC. But I'm just like practicing every day and gonna keep practicing full time. You know.
Yep.
And the Red Bull tournament's just like another thing going on. I'm gonna do as many things as I can get close to it.
Yeah. So just then to touch a little bit on the actual Red Bull tournament itself. So your qualifier, you had to come through the second qualifier after a bit of an unfortunate draw in that first one.
Very unlucky getting the Dano in the first qualifier, but.
Yeah,
Lord Dillink himself.
I think it says a fair bit that you've managed to make it to this semi final. But yeah, I mean, you ought to just maybe give us a little bit of a brief thought on kind of maybe not just necessarily the bracket, but also kind of what you felt like playing the qualifiers, and also the first 2 matches of the playoffs against Ghoul and I believe it was Ori as well that you played.
Yeah. Ori. Yeah. I mean. There wasn't much. There isn't much to say about this second qualifier. I mean, it was a bit unlucky to play Dano in the first qualifier because I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I think like Dano and I are gonna be the finalists So it's good to play against him in the first qualifier to see how he plays. But it's also I just wanted to qualify in the first qualifier, but it's fine.
Mm.
And in the playoffs, I was surprised about the brand pick. I didn't know what he played. I was just banning what I felt was most OP. And also, it's the first time we are playing 1v1s in top lane.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of new picks, pocket picks that we don't know about because it's a really different way to play than mid lane. And Ori actually surprised me and was pretty close. It was closer than I expected. I won 2-1, but the first game I lost, he was playing Kalista, and he just one-shot me level 3. And the second game, it was pretty close. He was one auto attack away from killing me, but it was kind of calculated. And then the third game, he picked Tryndamere, and it was really a surprise. And he actually played pretty well. I ended up just doing the basic and winning. So
Yeah.
And tell me, Travis, as you said, now that it's swapped into top lane, the meta has kind of shifted from what 1v1s would have been before, and even things like lane control is a lot different in the long lane than it is from mid lane. How do you feel like the meta, I guess, in this actual, just confined to the tournament itself, how do you feel like the meta is kind of forming? Do you like it? Do you like these new picks coming out?
Yep. I don't really like it, to be honest, because for me, as a mid laner, I want to play mages, and maybe some assassins. But in the top lane, most of our AD carries are really OP. And also there's a few bruisers like Wukong, Tryndamere, Ringer. I also saw like Nasus AP that are really weird to play against. But in the mid lane was so much easier to play a few champions because you could just like shove the wave, and it wasn't really easy to make a freeze. But in top lane, you can actually freeze the wave much more consistently than in mid lane, and that makes the game so much harder for like melee champs play. So I don't really like it, to be honest, but that's because I'm mid laner. But that's really good for top laners and AD carries.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. So we're gonna field a question or two from chat as we're kind of running close before we move on to our next guest. But yeah, so while we wait for questions from chat to come in, specifically for Travis, not for myself, Kev. So with the final four now coming in, I think you already said that you were expecting to make it to the final and go up against Dano. Can you give us a bit more just detail overall and maybe what you expect for the top four and what your hopes would be as to where you placed in Red Bull Solo Queue?
I haven't seen much about Caveman and the other player. I don't even know who's the other player, to be honest.
Rengus?
Yeah, Rengus.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. So I haven't seen about him too. I'm actually just expecting to play them in the finals, and of course I'm gonna study Caveman because it's my next opponent. But I think if I just play what I know, it's gonna be okay, and just gotta prepare few new picks for Dano in the finals. So that's more likely my goal.
A few spicy ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you see a few good questions coming in here? We have a question from.
I think we just take one. We just take one question. I think. Yeah.
This is a pretty good one. Do you think macro play is important in these 1v1s? You're obviously higher elo than many players, so how will that make a difference?
yeah, it's definitely important because if you mess up the wave statement, you're gonna end up losing a lot of CS. If you end up messing up your recall time, you're gonna lose a lot of CS. But to be very honest, most Irish players are really aggressive, and it's kind of hard to go for the 100 CS because most of them just wanna kill you, and they don't really get TP. They just go for ignite and exhaust. So sometimes in the not mattering. So
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's fair enough. All right, so thank you very much, Travis, for coming on.
All right.
Good luck in the finals. We are going to try get our next guest on here. Unfortunately, our brackets are a little bit scuffed, and I had to just straight boot Travis from the call. But yeah, so we're going to try get our next guest on here, which is. Hang on a second. I'm trying to work. Kev, can you actually add Kevin onto the Discord call?
I can indeed.
All right. We'll field questions from chat now, actually, while we're kind of doing the transition. So if anyone has anything for myself or Kev, we'll do our best. Actually, never mind. That was very quick. We're kind of waiting for Kev to come back in. Alrighty. He's there. And yep. Oh, 1 second. Hang on. I have a few more things to fix up, but we have Kevman on the call.
Hey there, chat.
How you doing?
Why not have to stream on the same time?
Sorry, I just have I had the wrong name down for yourself. So I'm just making sure that that's fixed up. It'd be pretty unfortunate if our graphics didn't work.
Wait a second.
How are you feeling today, Kevman? Straight off the back of a solo queue win on Rammus Jungle?
Rammus Jungle, yeah. That's actually such a good pick for me, I think. It's probably one of the best champions in the game. So.
Ravis Jungle. I know a certain member of this house who would agree, have it up there with Rengar as 1 and 2. But yeah, I mean, so our next guest, of course, is Kevin Mann, formerly number 180 carry Ireland, as he's been called by many. Of course, now he has to battle Devils for the title.
I mean, Devils is higher yellow, so.
Oh, actually, yeah, I suppose he is currently a diamond. Well, actually, no, he got demoted earlier today, so.
No, he's D1
oh, did he?
15 LP? D1 14 LP? Yeah.
Did he? Oh, he won his last game? Alright.
He did?
Yeah. I was watching his adventures in solo queue with the guest that will be later on the stream as well.
Yeah, don't deal with that guy. He's permanently losing other people's elo. It's a bit cringe, actually.
We'll see what he has to say. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Mann, as well as we said, consistent 80 carry player, one of our top 4. Someone we had pegged as one of the potential favourites for the tournament as well. I guess we'll start off with kind of your run through solo queue. Once again, you had to go through the second qualifier, like we said with Travis earlier.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say necessarily what happened in the first qualifier, but it was a bit of a shock considering that we saw you win on stream at the start, and then to kind of just go back to the
we can go. No,
and you were eliminated.
I'm sure we have time. We can go through it. We can go through it. Okay, why don't you tell us from your perspective what happened in the first qualifier?
Q Blanket.
And how you managed to pull that back.
Q Blanket is the best ADC in Ireland and mechanically outperformed me 2 games in 2 ADC matchups. The first game, I was up 30 CS. I was about to Q the wave as Varus and win the game. I was like 97 CS or something. And he started running at me, and I was like, whatever, I'll just kill him. He then proceeded to become to account share with FSN Saber. And about the most sick Caitlyn combo I've ever seen in my life. Auto attacked me about 17 times in 2 seconds and killed me. And then game 3, he tower dove me, and as my Ash arrow was about to stun him under tower, his last auto killed me. So he just absolutely zoink-headed it. Really good mechanics, really big brain.
So then, of course, in the second qualifier, you came back big and secured your place.
Yeah, well, I guess the most important game was against Prototype. The rest of them were pretty easy games.
The big win was, Prototype being the previous champion the year before.
Yeah, Prototype played really well. I think he kind of trolled some of his picks, like he wasn't very prepared for the games. That's what I felt like. And I had to put a lot of practice in after losing the first qualifier, which I don't think he even participated in. So I think it made my games easier that he was unprepared. So I guess hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard would be kind of the motto of that game.
The Kevin mantra, you could say.
Kevin quote for the day.
Yeah. But actually, that's one thing I do want to touch on, because obviously when we were covering it, I mean, you're an 80 carry main, so we kind of have you pegged as an 80 carry player. But even like in tournaments as well, you've been kind of shifting towards a couple of the mages. And I think in that series, I think the Casio pick was what turned it around for you. Just think, in terms of maybe you think your champion pool diversity, especially as like the last kind of 80 carry, well, Yeah, the last AD carry main. I think it's fair to pick Dano as a mid laner in the tournament. Do you think you've kind of expanded your champion pool outside of the marksman well enough to give yourself the shot at winning the whole thing?
Yeah, I think with the practice that I've put in, I've played a lot of different weird picks top lane. I have a very special pocket pick that I might bring out. I'm not sure if people saw me play it against Prototype, but we'll say nothing anyway. And it works pretty well because it's really tilting to play against. But I'm not sure about my champion pool. I think I'm kind of forced to expand it. A lot of AD carries aren't as good as you think they are. I was trying to play Ashe top lane. A lot of people banned it against me, and through a lot of practice games, I've realized that Ashe isn't that good. But it's definitely a pick I could play. Like if you're like good at mechanically, you can really outplay people with like micro mechanics, like just trying to slow people, use approach velocity to just stop them autoing while you auto. But against people like Dano and Rengus, it's kind of hard to do that. So I think you kind of have to play more of the meta picks. Like I think me, Dano, and Rengus have established a meta with the practice games that we played against each other. I've no idea what Travis plays, but yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Worry about that. But yeah, I think my champion pool is wide enough that I can't be banned out. But I think it is tough. Like it's kind of a small pool of good champions right now. So
yeah, well, I mean that can work unless they've got like enough counters. I think is well. So just I think maybe stepping a little bit away from solo queue, but kind of touching on other stuff. Just one of the things I'd actually be curious about is maybe I think we heard from Travis there, like kind of the mid laner's perspective on 1v1, especially now that it's in the top lane. But like from an AD carries perspective, kind of just maybe the difference in well, first of all, the difference between previous years and this year, and also just the difference in playing 1v1. Compared to just playing AD carry in 5v5, because I mentioned that's like the most different compared to all the other laners that have got to the top 4 so far.
Yeah, well, the big change this year is I think Travis kind of touched on it as well, is how the lane is longer lane. So macro is really, really, really important. A lot of players in the qualifier that I played against had zero regard for it, and it's a lot easier to ignore in the mid lane with the short lane. I think it influences the picks as well, because I mean, you can pick anything really. I think a lot of phase rush champions are really good where you can take small trades and run away. Mid lane's a bit harder to do that because of the short lane. I think AD carries are worse. Like Caitlyn, who's a dominant pick that was everybody hated, and that's why bans were kind of brought in. I think she's almost non-existent in top lane. I think she's probably a very bad pick to play as well, just because how long the lane is. So if you're playing anything that's not another AD carry, you're kind of at level 6. Unless you're perfect wave manipulation, you're going to be in a situation where the enemy laner can all-in you for sure. And I can't remember what the rest of the question was.
No, I mean that kind of covered a lot of it. Like it was pretty much that. So I was kind of curious as well, because I mean, like Caitlyn's kind of just been the massive pick the last 2 years for for
almost non-existent now.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually cool, because I kind of wondered myself, but I think you actually got a good perspective on why it works out that way. So I'm trying to think, but we've kind of covered a lot of what I want to. Kev, do you have any questions for the other?
I think it's just to touch on that. It actually makes for a better viewing experience as well. I think when you take picks like Caitlyn and you sub them out for like maybe another AD carry like Kalista, you're playing in an entirely different 1v1 then, right? You're playing in a long lane. Kalista has the opportunity to run down the opponent and get kills that way. And even, again, something that Travis touched on before was that Irish players, when it comes to 1v1s, tend to be more aggressive, tend to go for these kill wins as opposed to 100 CS. So I think it makes for, a good viewing experience, and it's definitely been an exciting couple of weeks, and really looking forward to the finals and seeing what people are going to pull out there.
Yeah. Certainly. I think, like I said, like we said, even at this stage as well, we kind of know what we're expecting from most of the players. But as Kev said there, maybe some spicy picks prepared that will be seen pop up. convinced it's Rabas. I mean,
I'm so good at that champion.
He's grinding it in solo queue, so I mean, maybe we'll see it. Once again, kind of come to the end. So any questions in chat, we'll throw one Kev's way. We'll see if we get any Zoinkev questions. But so just in terms of your outlook on this top 4, how far do you think you can go? Do you think you can take the whole thing, given the field that's left in the competition?
Honestly, I think it's kind of there is really no favorite. I think it's honestly anyone's game. When it comes to these type of like semi-final, final situations, there's so many mind games and so many things that could happen that it's kind of hard to pin down a favorite. I definitely think that I'm not a favorite. I'm probably like the least likely to win any games. I got really nervous when we won, so I'm sure a lot of people know that. And it really impacts my gameplay. But I've practiced a lot as well, or a good bit. I've practiced a decent amount. So I don't know, like I kind of just want to have fun more than anything. I think that's probably the main objective of this. Just have fun, have a few memes with the lads. Like me, Dano, and Rengus are really good mates. So having us three in the top 4 is really fun as well. I'll be interested to.
Sorry, go on.
You go ahead.
I was just going to say, you were mentioning before that you did play a lot of practice against both Dano and Rengus, and obviously them coming face to face will be a spicy matchup as well. Who do you think between the two of those would take the win?
Honestly, it is just depends on the day with those two guys. It really does. Like, I know that they played a lot against each other, and I know it's very 50-50. I think Dano's champion pool is better, but Rengus has a better knowledge, especially in the top lane. Like, I think that's a huge advantage. Rengus has the biggest brain in all of Ireland, and I will stand by that to the death of me. He knows top lane inside out. Like, he's basically smarter than LS. So if he could use his knowledge, I think he'll beat Dano, because I think knowledge is more important than mechanics for sure.
All right, so the endorsement for Rengus there from Kevin Mann. We'll see if you end up meeting him in the final. We do have one. Everyone just asking each other's champ pools here. We'll go with Devil's question. He asked the last time to get picked. So, how do you think you will do internationally if you win the whole thing?
Well, I just hope that it's in Brazil again, so I can go and see my family. I think that'd be deadly. I haven't seen my family in Brazil in ages, so me and Travis are going to have an all-Brazilian final, only speaking in Portuguese against each other, even though his Portuguese is probably fluent and mine is dog shit.
Also, even though you're in the semi-final as well. So
it's guaranteed one Brazilian in the finals, so I'm happy, man.
Get your representation.
Yeah. That's it.
Maybe pick one more as well. Is there any chance you think would be good but haven't practiced?
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of champions that I think, especially after playing against Prototype, that I think would be really, 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 really good, but I unfortunately constricted by my mechanics on AD carry, and I can play a few other stuff that I have, but I think there's other picks that I want to try before Thursday anyway. Not Tryndamere, and that champ should be permanently banned. Permanently banned. Shit champ.
Yeah, alright. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Kev. Good luck. Alrighty, so now we just need to get Lord Zoink in the chat. If you can add him again, because once again I'm a little bit constricted by the current setup. But yeah, once again, any questions for us in chat in the meantime? Just to tide us over. Once again, we're sorry about this. It was kind of rushing to get the stuff out for this episode, and also watching a certain Diamond 180 carries, Irish 80 carry stream. But I believe we may have a certain. Hang on a second, you're not on camera at the moment, so I'm just filling in your Twitter handle. But yep, Dano White, Disco Dano, Zoink, man of many names. Welcome to the show. I think you're muted because that's not going through. All right.
Still not getting.
Still no sound. Probably have to check your Discord input settings. Oh no! All right. Hang on. I'll fade out and fade back in. He was too busy trying to carry Devil's as Lucian in solo queue.
True.
As well
as
the rest, as well as a Teemo top lane, which from watching certain high elo streams earlier does not seem like the best of picks.
Certainly not.
Alright.
If we can get a Zoink one head, a wine glass, and an antenna in chat, maybe we can connect our Zoink heads and, beam Dano into the call. So, do your best. Do your best, guys.
Trying. Oh, only if you have access to Zoink one head, though.
Oh, there we go.
Hang on. Did we hear some noise?
How are you? How are you?
Alrighty.
Oh.
So, hang on. All right. There we go. Saw two of me.
Wow.
He's connecting. All right.
Gorgeous.
Lord Zoink has entered the call. How you doing?
All good, you.
Good. So,
Ready to talk about web mechanics, my champion. I'll be here all day. If we were
Oh
to do
yeah,
that.
I mean, there's probably certain things we can kind of get you going on that would
Yeah.
keeps you a while. But yeah, I mean, once again, I mean, congratulations on top four. Pretty emphatic fashion in that first qualifier. I mean, like you said, we were talking to Travis earlier, and it probably one of the more difficult brackets you could have gotten. But was there any doubt in your mind that you were making it through first try?
Well, after I tried to dive on top lane and it was 0-1, my hands did get a bit sweaty, but had to bring out the Callista top. And what did I play in the third game?
It was Cassio Mirror.
Cassio, I had
I thought
Cassio
that
Mirror,
was-
yeah. Like, a fair play to him for leaving that champ open versus me. He must not know who I am if he did. But yeah, and he only has Cassio open. I'm picking it just so he's know.
Shown respect, he did as well. He did name you to be the other finalist coming up that he wants to play against in the actual final games. How do you think you're going to stack up against Rengus now in the semis?
Well, considering me and Ranks probably played like 61v1s, you know, like all the champs we're gonna pick. So yeah, it was kind of unfortunate that I got him in the bracket, but I'd say it's gonna be at least a 2-1 to one of us. I'm not sure who though.
That's fair. It is best of 5, so you know.
Oh, it's best of 5.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be 3-0 to me.
All right.
Get the mental advantage going.
Changes
Get the
to that,
mental
yeah.
advantage.
So I think a question that's kind of been floated around a bit is how obviously it's been changed to top lane this year, and I think used as a mid lane main, a multi-role talent, but still a mid lane main. It's kind of obviously probably a bit of maybe a little bit less in your comfort zone. What do you think of the changes? Do you think them for the positive and negative, and how well do you think that you've kind of adapted to them?
Oh, I love that it's on top lane now. You can actually just solo kill everyone. It's much more enjoyable than mid lane. Like mid lane, the lane is so small you can't do anything. Whereas top lane, just sit in top bush level 1 with a sweeper and just laugh at them when they try to go to the wave.
Yeah.
You actually cannot pick a melee champion top lane. It's honestly, there's no point. I'm just giving anyone a tip. You're gonna lose if you pick melee top, unless it's like Aurelia probably.
I do enjoy watching you in the playoffs, and every level 1 it'd just be you like behind the or in front of the enemy caster, kind of just completely zoning out. Kind of just strong aggressive positioning in lane. I think I've got a few kind of more lighthearted questions as well. That's some kind of towards the end, but I also want to just talk about kind of some of the recent tournament wins that are coming into this. Obviously, coming off the back of both a win in the UKEL and rivalry. So I think you're kind of going from strength to strength there with both wins in Irish and UK tournaments. What's your kind of outlook for maybe in terms of the 5 scene, and how do you think things are set for Dana? Do you think there's more wins on the horizon for you?
I think we win Emmett's tournament real quick, so I get another tournament on the resume. Because I've a lot of second places, and I'm not happy with that. So, yeah, and then trialing for some UK teams, so hopefully that goes well, and then we get into we're playing the qualifiers on, I think, next month, like the 23rd. We're already in the closed, so we don't have to play the open ones. So just chilling still in there for a while. And is there any other tournaments? I think Ireland's kind of slowed down the tournaments. We used to be playing plenty of small ones, but yeah, obviously with the old COVID-19 going around, there isn't really much lands going on either. So
yeah.
And Telestano, you have kind of adopted this kind of multi-role talent stigma around you
Penta-role
now.
talent, I would say.
You've claimed the best mid lane in Ireland. You've now claimed the best AD carry in Ireland. Tell us, coming up to the next Super Series tournament, which is just around the corner, are you going to pick up a new role?
All I'm saying is jungle could be a possibility. I'm getting sick of Costa saying it's a weak role. Dakin as well.
To prove them
So-
wrong.
Jungle, I might be coming for you. My Lee Sin is known.
We'll see.
Known for something, anyways.
We'll see how quickly you develop a bigger champion pool in Costa anyway. But so just looking back, because obviously you're the 2018 champion Red Bull Player One, and now you're one of the favorites to win it this year. But there's a bit of a blip on the 2019 Any insight as to what happened to Lord Zoik that year?
Let's just say I was out the night before and the taxi
I
didn't
was
make it
out with
home.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up somewhere else. Didn't get home till I think 1 p.m. I went to sleep. I was like, I think it was on at 4 or something like that. So I was like, all right, I'll sleep for 2 hours, and yeah, I just didn't wake up through like 7 alarms. So yeah, but we'll count that as a win anyway because I was gonna win that. We all know it. And then yeah, back for the two-time Force and CD in the chat. Back for the 2-time now.
Speaking of the L2 time, so obviously you did go to Brazil the first time, and you did quite well internationally over there, and you built up a lot of experience. How do you feel like that carries over into this tournament? Do you feel like you have like a lot of strategies and things that kind of built up there now?
Trust me, it doesn't. Everyone over there picks Barrier, Oriana, Flash, just 100 CS. Nobody goes for the kill in internationally. You might as well just practice farming because it's. Had one guy play Annie with Moby boots so he could get back to lane faster and last it. That's all they do. It's not fun at all. But yeah, hopefully people just start realizing that nobody wants to watch you farm 100 CS. You just go for the kill.
Just go for the kill.
Yeah.
The Zoink head mentality. That's that coming through. So yeah, I think that covers most of it there. I mean, obviously, I was expecting you to do quite well. Once again, any questions in chat for our guest here will be fielded. But for right now, just kind of to top things off, we said we kind of have you as probably one of the most favorite players. Although Kevin Man, I kind of had Rengus over you for that one. So, how do you see your outlook for this top 4, and how do you just see it overall going? Do you think that you are going to be the one who comes out on top at the end?
I think Travis bans certain champs versus Kevin Man. I won't say which ones. Then I don't know. Kevin Man just really doesn't have a chance. I saw his Yasuo. It made me puke a little bit. So yeah, just ban him out, and then I'm expecting Travis to win that. I'm not gonna lie. Mid laners are better than ADCs. So yeah, and then between me and Regs, it's actually 50-50. Like it really is. I kind of have an idea what to ban, but you never know. Like he plays Rengar and stuff from like season 2, so that could come out. I don't know how to play against that.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Once again, just seeing if we can get at least one question in chat. I think I'll go with the Rob Cooney one earlier. Actually, no. Hang on. So, any champs you think are good but haven't practiced them? We got a repeat question from Blackburn there. Any? But you were wondering if you could potentially bring out, but leave it alone.
What champ? I'm gonna look through the champs list right now. My lowest mastery. I think Rengar is definitely like OP pick.
There was some whispers of you practicing Yumi in before this tournament in a 1v1 environment. Any comments on that? Maybe see it in the finals, semi-finals?
All I'm saying is I did take out the second best Yumi in Ireland in a 1v1 quite easily, if I say so myself.
You're playing the title as the best Yumi yourself, was it?
Yeah, I'm now up there. But I think Heimer is annoying as well. That champ is really annoying. You just perma push and nobody like. That's why I wouldn't pick a melee top. Just letting people know now. I'm not going to pick a melee top lane. So just you can tell Rangus that it's a waste of time. I think the meta is going to be ranged top laners, apart from probably 2 melee champs you could pick. If you play Syndra, I'm going to ban a verse you, just so you know, which ranks doesn't. So yeah, Syndra I think is really, there's no counters to that champ.
Alrighty. Here's actually. Well, you're being asked where your dressing gown is from as well, which is, I mean,
emphasis on the dressing gown, not the house.
It's called the house coat.
It's called the dressing gown.
And it's Conor McGregor's house coat. It cost me €2,500, so I'll never take it off.
That's fair.
Got it with my red prize pool money.
One final question, and probably one that I think speaks most to a lot of players out there. If you lose, will you blame jungle gap? Because it seems to be a consistent theme of your life.
I have never lost with a better jungler, and that's a known fact. So yeah, jungle lift, as per usual.
All right, well, that is the words out of the man's mouth himself. Thank you very much for coming on, Dano. Good luck in the final. We'll see if you can take it for the second time. So yeah, thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you. Dano White 19 on Twitter, everybody. Get in there and get a follow. Peace.
Alrighty, so just a quick thing as I try fix the overlays here to try kind of get us back to having a two-person thing, because I absolutely destroyed our overlay setup over the last while. So yeah, that's I'm pretty excited for it. And it was kind of unfortunate we couldn't have Rengus on, because I think he's actually be someone who'd be super interested to talk to, or interesting to talk to. But I mean, just a little bit to chat about him. And maybe his chances. I think people were talking up his top lane play quite well, but then on the other side, Dano said that I think the ranged champions are probably a little bit more suited, and so I think it's kind of there's things working in favor and against him in this setup.
I think one of the things that really goes a long way for Rengus is his knowledge of wave control is insane. You know, he knows how the wave works and how to manipulate it so well into taking good trades, building CS leads, and ultimately taking all-in fights. And especially already being used to how the minions stack up in the top lane, I guess he would go into that with a greater advantage than the rest of the contestants. And I think that's really going to stand to him. Of course, as Dano mentioned, and as you just pointed out there, there's obviously a lot of top lane champs that are kind of weaker in this tournament that even people have been banning out from Rengus. Stuff like Fiora wouldn't be as good. But there's also like really strong picks that he does play that are really great in the 1v1 context, and that's in Phase Rush Jace. It was something that Kevman kind of mentioned earlier in the podcast, that Phase Rush is really good for taking these kind of short burst trades and then coming in and out and playing around that. And Jace is something that, you know, Renkus has been spamming it in solo queue and performing really well on. So we could expect, I'd say, either picks or bans away from that champion, I would say.
No, I haven't. All right, okay. Let's go stream. Had to happen eventually. This is like the classic shows that we've been doing. But yeah, I think that he's kind of shown like a little bit more flexibility and kind of tending towards champions that are a little bit better suited to the 1v1. So I'm excited to see, and like I said, I think Dano and Kevin Mann was talking him up, and as they've said, they've kind of been the cabal practicing together for this tournament a bit extra. Do you think that actually all that practice will actually suit them, kind of give them the advantage over Travis, who's kind of been a bit more kind of isolated in how he's kind of going towards this, or do you think that actually him being maybe more of an unknown gives him more of the edge regarding that?
Well, there's the two aspects to it, right? As Dano pointed out, himself and Rengus, after playing so many 1v1s versus each other, they know each other's champ pool in and out, you know, so they can pretty much expect everything that will be played or have some idea how to play against it. But also, when you know everything, you're not sure what they are going to pick as well, right? It's that kind of like, you know, also it's unknown. In terms of if it gives them an advantage, I would say yes, purely just because of the practice that they're getting out of it, getting, you know, more used to controlling the wave, how to play these all-ins, because as we kind of discussed earlier on the podcast, a lot of micro mechanics and macro come into the game that's really important. And in a kind of 1v1 scenario, when you have these different summoner spells and you're playing maybe champs that aren't native to the lane, the only way you're going to get that experience is through practice and playing them out in 1v1. So I think, yeah, it would definitely stand to them, especially going into the finals.
Sorry, just trying to get your camera setup fixed up. It's I'll have to sort that next week. It kind of was like I said, this week with this week's discussion, but we're trying to try something new and got it out of the way. So I think overall so I think it's just exciting. I think overall, I think this has actually been the most stacked 1v1 tournament that we've had so far, and I think actually sure, more so than previous years, the best players have been making it the furthest in the bracket, which is cool to see. So yeah, I'm definitely looking. I was looking forward to the playoffs, and I think they delivered for the most part. Also, definitely looking forward to this top four. Your mind, Kevin Trainer. Who do you think will be taking the win. Who do you think will be coming away with the victory here?
Well, I said it at the start, and I'll say it again. Lord Zoink will take the crown. Back-to-back 2-time champion, Force and CD.
All right. Is Force and CD the entire reasoning, or that's?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to go. It's a good way to go. Streamable.com/ZWZORX. For those of you who don't know, but to be honest, I'd probably actually be with you there. I think that just the pedigree and kind of also the adaptability that he's shown. So like he's obviously won the 1v1 tournaments before, and also he's shown, I think, both even in across the course of this tournament and previous tournaments how flexible he's come to be. And provided that the mental doesn't completely kaboom for some reason, we don't see any kind of losing to Seder mistakes coming out, which I think are mostly behind him. I would have Dano pegged as the victor in this tournament. So that's who we're going with. But we'll see. As again, you guys can see the finals of that on twitch.tv/rebel2 on Thursday evening. So that should be good fun. Just a quick touch on, I think, the Super Series tournament, as that was announced with a Division 1 this time and a Division 2. This is actually, interesting enough, I think it's the second tournament that initially started out kind of catering to lower elo players that has now come and included a Division 1 section that's almost like so. I'm actually curious on kind of your initial thoughts on that, because like the trend that's kind of now being established here as these organizers kind of expand to now kind of cater for that Division 1 setup.
I think it's good, I think it's a really good thing for the scene. There seems to be a nice continuous flow of these kind of, I would say, community organized tournaments that follow kind of off of the back of the big official tournaments, something like you have Ice, and then you have Rivalry, and then you have Super Serious, and then it's kind of keeps flowing that way, keeps players active. I think it's a really, really good thing. And I think with the kind of state of the scene right now, I feel it's very important to be inclusive for players of all ranks, to make sure that they're getting involved and, staying active in the community and kind of keeping that competitive spirit going. Personally, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I'm actually going to play in it. So it'll be my first tournament back since Rivalry, the previous Rivalry to this. So I'm looking forward to getting back into the competitive aspect. It's been a while since I've played scrims or anything like that. So it should be fun. It really should be fun. And I think kind of pre-tournament stage, it's really, really fun seeing all the different rosters come together, seeing people that you might have played with in two entirely different teams, them coming together on a new team. So I'm really, really interested and to see where this goes. I'm excited for it.
I'm already signed up for a Div 2 team, so I got in there. I was recruited today by some of my old teammates, my old crew. So actually, did I play on a team with? I'm trying to think. Definitely people I played on teams before. So I was sought out for a Division 2 team that is clearly going to win with me as, and I'm gonna say this right now, the best AD carry in the division. And I'm looking at the people in chat. I don't care.
I don't think MF abusers count as AD carries, but
hey, you say I'm an MF abuser, but I've been playing some other champions recently. Well, as recently as I was playing solo queue in solo queue. Let's just say Jin. All right, that's about it. But that's kind of that's what we're rocking with. But
now I have to live with 2 Jin players. Like, I actually might need to move out.
Well, I mean, there are 4 people in this house, and which is the Jin number, so it had to kind of happen. But yeah. So overall, I'm excited for it. I'm guessing that we are going to. I don't know. Someone can share the Super Series tournament bracket and stuff for those who are interested in signing up. Division 1 open to teams that. Actually, I say Division 2 restricted to teams that have all their players below Plat 2. Any team with a player above that rank will be put up to Division 1. So yeah, make sure you guys get signed up for that. Another big Irish tournament. Always good to support those. We're going to wrap things up there for this evening for the most part. Once again, putting questions to Twitch chat for us now specifically. If you guys have them. Maybe they can be serious. I'm surprised that some of the lads didn't get hit with
They
more
can even
questions.
be super serious.
Yeah, I'm surprised some of the lads didn't get
Should have
hit.
saved that for a skit.
Yeah, maybe. We have something coming, something good coming next week anyway. Something that's kind of been
We
in the
do
works for a while.
something
so,
to look forward
yeah.
to for everyone involved.
Yeah, I can't. Let's just say I can't stop Kev any longer. I can't. He's
True.
his campaigning is finally making headway. But yeah, once again, so any questions to us, please hit us up so we can meme. Once again, if you want to follow me on Twitter or on Twitch, that's my hand up there. Kev's Displaced One, as we try to get the overlays. It's actually more close to the center of your head. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's his Twitter handle. Twitch, put an SG underscore in front of it. If you want to follow him there. Also, once again, you can see all the raid socials at the bottom. Please follow those wherever you use social media, as well as the Twitch channel, and a subscribe would also be fantastically appreciated as they host the show. I've seen one question, and it's immediately kind of, I'm coming to Div 2 with my Gold 1 account, David Wims. How are you feeling? Well, first of all, I mean, blank is an 80 carry. So, and as I stated, I am just going to be the best 80 carry in Div 2. So, I'm sorry, but this is kind of where your career ends, buddy. But aside from that, I mean, also, it's a really stickling point when like high-low players kind of play like low elo stuff, especially if they, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the story is there. All I'm saying is, if you shouldn't be a Div 2 player, don't play in Div 2. That's it. It's really bad out, and it actually ruins
From Irish League of Legends experience, stick to your elo. If you don't want nobody to get hurt, stick to your elo.
I mean, we haven't seen him plays in a while. That's all I'm gonna say. But looking back at chat, Blackburn 0009. What will you do when I roll swap after I finally cash in my Kevin Man ADC coaching? It depends. If you're playing in Division 2, sorry. Outside of that, then I don't know.
I feel like those coaching sessions are extremely influential. Like, I cashed in my Mark Gaffo support coaching session, and then 2 weeks later I started abusing Yumi. So I mean,
yeah,
they're more influential than you think.
Have you climbed much recently though? Is the
well, like,
because that's, I mean, like, you would hope that with coaching sessions you would climb.
Okay, right.
Ranks.
I got to Diamond. I got all the way up to D3 promos. I lost that, and then I lost all the way down to 0 LP. You happy, Wimsy? You happy?
Yes. See, okay, top 5 best 80 carries right now. I don't know if he means champions or if he means players. If he means players, future content. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Future content. If he means champions, I mean misfortune. Vain.
Misfortune.
Yeah, I don't know.
Players, future content.
Yeah.
Just have to wait and see.
Yeah. It seems as if the questions in chat are drying up today, which is a bit unfortunate. Kev, like Jin is even fourth. Jin is not really fourth. Kev, any final thoughts for the episode?
Just want to say, yeah, congratulations to all the finalists for qualifying. I think coming into Thursday, it's going to be really, really exciting. I would say to everyone, now that the Super Series tournament has been announced, to make sure to get involved, put together teams. If you're only going for and playing in it just for a meme, or you're playing, to actually win the tournament itself, I think it's really, really good to get people active and just playing the game again, be alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure to get involed.
Yeah. Please play tournaments. Please play tournaments, guys. Like, even, I mean, this doesn't even go to League of Legends, because it kind of goes like almost across the board. If you're kind of interested, first of all, it's just super fun. If you're even like in chat, like, and you haven't before, try find a team, do it. For League or whatever, it's really fun. Also, like I said, it kind of just helps grow the community. Because personally, I like that stuff more than I ever really like kind of solo queue. Solo queue is absolute mess. Can you announce the full roster of my SST team? I actually don't know it. Well, I do know it, but so basically it's me, Sucker for Blood, NASA, Epic Simeon's on it, Clean As, and someone else. So
A mysterious fifth member.
well, sixth member.
Sixth.
I was the sixth.
can
I
count.
was the sixth member. I thought they were already a team, but then I was just asked today, and it's like, all right, what role do you want to play? I want to play AD carry. Okay, because we're all Fiel, so that's fine. I'm like, all right, okay, that's handy. But yep. All right, so that's probably it for this episode. Thank you everyone for tuning in. So again, follow us all on all the stuff, and we'll see you next week for look at the Kevin Trainer powered episode of Catchup XP. See you then.